Welcome back to me today, guys. Time for another anime first impression video. This is gonna be on Netflix anime. I think they call them ONAs when they release all the episodes at once. It's Leviathan, which is I believe it's like it is a monster type creature, big creature that you see in the Bible, in the Old Testament. So not really know how that's referenced yet in the series, but it is a series that is war type, futuristic, but also not so really. It kind of gives that steampunk style where like you have very futuristic items and mecha style monsters, but at the same time, you they're not so advanced to have phones and all that. So anyways, before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. I do have quite a bit of first impression videos already posted. There's more to come for sure. I'm still watching series. I'm giving myself next week, and that's really the last week that I'm gonna attempt to even post anything. I thought that I was gonna have a lot of time to watch all the series that they're releasing, but there's just so many of them. I'm trying my best just to catch up with every single one of them. But I do have I'm watching. It's just the recording and the posting. It's just a lot. So oh well, it is what it is. So thank you for those that are watching, and let's talk about Leviathan. So again, this is fully released on Netflix. It is dubbed and subbed for those that are looking for it, and I think the original content is a webtoon. I went 2 days ago shopping for new manga, and I remember seeing the first volume of this one, and it kind of had that vibe. I didn't actually buy it, but I did see it, and it looked like it had that webtoon style of series. So don't quote me on that though. So it looked like that when I saw the book. And anyways, it is both dub and sub, fully released on Netflix, and it is a series that I am still on the fence, to be honest. Like, if you've watched my videos before, you've known that I'm not a big mecha guy. There's not a lot of mechas per se on it. At least there hasn't really been. But they are being transported by these big machineries that I think will eventually become mecha, but I'm not really sure. The historical events, I think they're mimicking World War One, and I could be completely off. Gosh, it's been 3 days since I watched the first episode, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about the death. So the story goes on that there is this young guy who is being trained he's a prince. He's being trained by his teachers, his pupils to be a warrior, and they take him out for a practice run at night, and he ends up finding out that he's being in a way kidnapped by them, but in reality what happened is his parents were assassinated, and because of that he is in grave danger in staying anywhere close to his original place. So they're moving along. He believes that the German forces are actually friends to him, but they're actually foes. At one point in the episode, they do attack him, and he realizes quickly that they're against him. Now, I believe they do say that it's Hungary and oh gosh, what's the other name of the other country that it was in World War One? But anyways, it's this combination of a country that doesn't exist anymore. But anyways, I kind of feel like those were the events that happened. Not per se exactly. Obviously, they're mimicking it, but that's what I feel that they're trying to portray. Honestly, it is it's nice when they do stuff like that, but also when you're not completely full aware of the history, it could be a little bit off-putting. So just throwing that out there. So the episode follows two kind of main characters. It's him. That's most of his story. Is he finds out that his parents are dead. He doesn't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna find shelter somewhere. And all he can do is basically survive. Now, he doesn't think that there is much royalty left in him, in the fact that his parents are dead and that he really can't take the throne because of his age. He's like, there's, why even trying to save me? And they're like, don't think that way. There's obviously still special in you, and so on and so forth. And the second part of the story or the episode is a girl who is in the other side of the forces. These are the British, and they use these monsters, which again, I don't know like exactly if they're fully monsters or there's like technology to it, but it kind of feel like there's a little bit both. But anyways, they use these monsters to their advantage to train, but also use as weapons. And there's this particular like air balloon monster that is kind of like a test for people that want to be recruits to the army, and she volunteers to be part of it. There's a whole scene about her entering and all that. She's disguising herself as a boy. Again, they're mimicking that era, so with that comes also the sexism of women weren't really wanted in the army back then. Even with the progressiveness of the era, woman was still seen as the weaker sex, and because of it, she has to hide herself as a male. Now, she is one of the brave ones and takes the initiative and hangs on to that monster. Thing is, monster kind of has his own way of thinking and goes away on his own journey, and she's stuck hanged to this thing, doesn't respond to her, doesn't really like follow her instructions. So the end of her story is really her just flying off, and she's like in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to assume these two people are going to meet up with each other very soon in the next episode, and they're going to be in that journey of maybe him surviving or training, maybe a revenge story in his part. But that in a nutshell is the first episode. I'm going to be honest. Netflix always has series like this, and I feel like these are very specific genres that if you are not into these type of series, you're just not going to enjoy. Again, you have to know some type of history behind it to see the mimic, the connections to our history that they're trying to do. It is Western history, so honestly, it's the eastern side of the world's view of the Western, unless someone made it from over here, but I guess that would make sense as well if it's a webtoon. So I don't know. It's just not for me. I wasn't really intrigued. So because of that, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I do think it has potential for it to be good. And again, I do feel like someone is gonna enjoy this series. It's just not for me. So it is what it is. It's on Netflix. A few episodes already. Well, the whole series is already out. So go check it out. Thank you again for your love and support, guys. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.